Okay guys, we are going to start right now. If you can hear me, please let me know and leave a message on the chat box so I can start. Yep, that's good. So yeah, last 2 weeks we have a little bit left on our CCC question 2018 J4. So what I did is I sent you your parent the answer for them, and hopefully they already gave to you. If not, and I'm gonna just show you what's my answer, but obviously you can do it by yourself, right? So I'm gonna open my project. So that would be let's see, CCC probably. Okay, so the answer I have is like, I want you guys to finish the part like for the left bottom and the right top, these two parts, right? So yeah, I just finished it for you, and which is not that hard because you just copy and paste this part. You copy and paste the right bottom part, and now you paste on the this part and this part, the right and top and the left and bottom, right? So, but for the left and top, because is still remember the square, the table of the square. So if it's left and top, and they would be exactly the same like the table 2D, because they will be the same. But if it's right and top, you have to adjust the you just adjust the how these two dimension, the index for these two dimension, in order to get the two loops. Okay, and hopefully you still remember that, but I really suggest you to study this question for 2018J4, because that's the way we learn how to do solve the problem for the CCC questions. So if in case you didn't have the answer from your parent, you can always go to my GitHub, like go to my GitHub, and I copied and put the URL onto the chat box, and you would go all the way to the to this URL, go to CCC, and then you go to 2018, and you will find J4 here, right? So in J4 here, you will find the answer from my answer, but you can do it, solve the problem on your way. But today we are going to talk about the JavaScript, right? So we will go back to the Twitter Bootstrap. All right. So yeah, I just want to show you how to find the answer for that 2018 J4.py if on this question. And on the other hand, if you preparing for the computer context, so you can do your practice on this website. So you go to the Waterloo, University of Waterloo, and there's a past context, and you scroll down, go all the way to the CCC questions, and most of the time you will see it said problems, tests, and solutions. And unfortunately for the recent year, they didn't have the solutions, but for from 2016, they would provide some questions here. Let me see. I go back here and click like 2014, do they have the question? No. Yeah, if I click the 2014 and you go to solutions, is on official solutions, and there's a URL here. So you click on that and you will find some of the questions. Yeah, I think they have all the answer for the things to the from the beginning to the 2015, I guess. So you can try some junior level for 2015 and 2014, and you follow these questions and answer and see if you can understand what they are talking about. That's the way to prepare for your contest. Okay, so yeah, I also put the URL into the chat box. If you're preparing for the CCC contest, you should study on your own way. If you have any question, please email me and I will work with you on that. Okay. But today because we already worked for the CCC question for about 4 weeks, so it's time to do something fun and we want to relax. So today we are going to talk about the Twitter Bootstrap. So again, Twitter Bootstrap. What is the Twitter Bootstrap? If you missed the lessons like 6 weeks ago, so it should be like the Bootstrap is a way to decorate your website. So we usually in the HTML we use something called CSS. So you know what is called CSS. So CSS, HTML. So you will go like, for example, in W3 schools, and it's kind of styles. It's called cascading style. So what does it mean? It means how you decorate the things in your HTML code, like how this website looks like, and how to arrange things on your website. And so far, because your user may use the browser in the computer, or they may use their mobile phone to access your website. That's why we build something called responsive sites with Bootstrap, and we want it to show either on the desktop, like the one you are using right now, or you can use the mobile phone to show it. So I'm going to show you how to show the mobile phone screen, and I think most of you guys already know how to do that, but I just show you one more time. You just go right click and do inspect, and I'm on my right hand side. So, and there's a button over here. There's a button over here. If you click on this one, and it will show you the mobile version of your website. So that is called responsive. It's saying like your website can either show on the desktop, the PC, or you can do it on the mobile. So it also looks nice, like this looks nice. So here, because I choose Nexus 5X, and you can choose iPhone X. You can choose iPhone X or iPad or Pixel 2. So you go all the way here, and you will show the iPhone X. And you can also choose this zoom it out like 100%, and that is the way to show for iPhone. Okay, so just to let you know how to use the browser if you're using the Chrome. And if you're using the Firefox or the IE, it would be the same. You can do to go to the developer menu. You can go to the developer menu from the Firefox, like here. In the Chrome, you can do developer tools, or in the Firefox or IE or Edge, and you will do the same thing. You can find the developer tools, and it will allow you to do exactly what we did in the Chrome. And usually in the developer menu, you can find there's some tab like console, and which when you do some JavaScript things, it will show the message in the console. And of course, you can see the HTML from the elements. And if you click on this one called select an element in the page, you click here and you can go to the element, and once your mouse is hover on top of the element, it will show the HTML from the right hand side. Okay, from your right hand side. For example, if you want to know the icon here, the GitHub icon or the Twitter icon here, if it show you that's the icon, that's the icon for the Twitter. That's how we can choose the element. And alternatively, you can just do right click and do inspect, and it will show exactly the same for the to show up on the elements tab. And the other way you can do on this developer tools is like you can do source, because in source you will see some JavaScript file here. Usually you can click like page and you can get some JavaScript file here, and which is going to control the web page. And also there's the tab here, is called network. So usually if you have the, like for example, you have the picture, it will show on here, like this picture, it will show the network on here. So you can see, you can have the you can show the picture URL here, and all the network traffic is on the network too. And of course you can do right click and just download the image. Like some of the website, they are not allow you to right click to do the save image, and you definitely can turn on your developer, and you go to the network menu, and then you will see the image in links in here. So that's the way you can hack the website and to do the download from the website. That's how we can always grab the picture from the website. Okay, so yeah, and also there's a few tabs like performance, memory, application, in also some security audit or something like that. And we're going to run that later, but not today. And just one more thing for here is for application tab, and you will see something called cookies, right? Cookies. So what is cookies means? Cookies means like there's a piece of file, we call it cookie, and every time it will send to the website, to the browser here, and once it sends back the request back to the server, and this piece of cookie will send it all the way back to the server. And sometimes we use this cookie to save the user token or the username and password. That's how the usually we call authentication, and use the cookie to exchange the authentication between a website to the server. And hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. That's the way how we do the security on the website. Okay, so yeah, just to let you know how to use these developer tools, and you don't have to go through all of them, but at least we know how to go to the elements and grab, to know if you want to grab the same style from this part, and then you can right click and copy the styles and the element from the HTML. All right, so let's just go back to the what we left a few weeks ago. And last time we do a website called use the Bootstrap to do the website. So I'm going to go back to here to go to the JS tab, just learn Python JS, and you will see I use something called probably B1, I'm not sure, but an index.html. And in case you didn't have this one, you can come to this URL and copy it and paste to your file and just name it as index.html. So at the meantime, I'm just copy it and paste to here. And I'm going to turn on my I'm going to turn on my Visual Studio Code. So I have Visual Studio Code on here, and like every time I just go open, go to File menu, open, and go to my desktop, and I have a project here because I always say my Python on the CCC and JS for the JavaScript. So I just open JavaScript, and now in the B1 folder, I have something called index.html. All right. So at the meantime, we can just go back to the browser. You click on a new tab. You click on the new tab, and you can just go to File, and you can open File, or if you like the shortcut, you can do Command O in the map or Control O on Windows. So you just do and open the prompt here and go back to the desktop and choose Projects and choose Index.js and choose B1, and make sure you choose index.html. And once you open it, and it should be show you like something like this. Okay, so it's not fancy, and that's what we left last time. So I hope you can open your web page with the index.html. So at the meantime, you should have the index.html file here, and we put a whole bunch of code here, and we try to copy and paste the menu, and this menu, like this menu, and a search bar here, and a button here, and also we experience different buttons, like different color of buttons, and it will look like very good. Okay, so how about I give you like 2 minutes, and you're going to open your web page like what I have here. And at the meantime, if you guys have something I want to talk about, like you want to do something in your mind, and please let me know. Also, I can cover that in our class. And please let me know if you open your web page, and so we can continue, and put a comment in the chat box. Okay. All right, so I think you already opened the index.html. If not yet, and you can just go back to my GitHub profile and just copy and paste this file and put it into your desktop and name one file called index.html. It's nothing long and easy to do that. And once you have the index.html file and you go back to your Chrome browser and just go to the file and open file, and now you choose the index.html, you open it and it should show you exactly what I have here. Okay, but maybe you have already changed in your way, so it looks much more better than what I have here. Okay, so today we are going to cover just one thing, probably not just this one, but we are going to cover the layout. So what is layout means? In a website, you saw that for example, for this website, the getbootstrap.com, this website, you saw that most likely they will arrange something like this. So on the left hand side, they will have the menu, like this kind of menu, like the sidebar. And on the right hand side, they also have something like here. In the middle, they usually put the content in the middle, right? But how would you maintain these three columns, like these three columns? And the way to maintain these three columns, we usually can, in CSS, we do something called float. So we just have every component flowing all the way to the left or right. And let me show you what I mean. So right now I want to have one box on here, okay? Just one box on here, and it comes with the second box, and go with the third box, right? So what I'm going to do is just go back to my index.html, scroll all the way down, and I may just go to here, like before the script here, okay? Just before the script here. So I may just type something called div. So we use div just for divide. Just they just divide the things like they can put the things inside the div. Okay, it's not that crazy. So here in div, and usually a div it have something inside to the div element. You have to put something inside here, and then it can expand. But for our test, so I may just keep a class here, let's say just name it block, okay? A block. So if I name it block, and also you can go all up here, go all the way to the head, in head here, and you can put the style here, okay? That's the right way to do that. But in order to make you feel easier, so I may just put the style here, okay? There's nothing wrong, you can put it on the head or in here, even you can put it here, but it's the best practice. You should put this block on all the way in between the head, these two, between here, okay? But since we are coding here, we do some experiment, so that's why I put it here. All right, so between this style element, I'm going to define some to decorate this block, this class block. So for class in the styles, if you want to refer to this class, and you would have the dot, just block, okay? And now you would do brace, and inside here you just saying give it a width, like for example 100 pixel, and height 100 pixel. Okay, and because it just 100 pixel, you didn't see it and there's nothing in the block, so that's why I have to give a background color. Just background color, I will choose, you can choose any color. I choose let me just choose sea green here. All right, so sea green, and I will go to file and save this file. Just save it, and now I go back to my index.html and I click refresh, and you should have a green block here. Okay, so hopefully you can do what I did here. You just add this kind of code by the end of the file, just before the script. Usually we put the script at the last because loading the script, it will take time. That's why we put it in the last moment and let it load even we already finished the loading of the whole HTML file. So that's why we usually put them by the end of the HTML file. Okay, but yeah, I want you to finish this and put a block, or maybe class, and you have a style, and put a background color and any color you want, and just have the width and height, and you can make a square block. And don't forget to save them. If you forgot to save them, it doesn't show up on your index like here. Okay, and yeah, I may just give you 2 minutes. You can finish this part. Right, so you have the green block over here. All right, so if you're done, please let me know. Okay, so I think most of you guys have already done for the for this to create a block with the green color. Okay, so what I want you to do, just copy and paste this block, like copy and paste, and let's do 5. Let's do 5. So you have 5 block. Okay, 5 block. So you have 5 block. And once you save it, now you would have 5 block all the way like this. Okay, this should be 5 block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So but you don't have a gap between them, right? So how are we going to put a gap between them? And you would do a margin. So we have margin, like for example, I have margin 2 pixel, margin 2 pixel, margin, margin. Let's just 2 pixel. If you have margin 2 pixel and save, and then you refresh it, there should be give you some gap between up, right, bottom, and left. Okay, all around that. Of course, if you want just margin bottom, you can just type margin hyphen and bottom. So you can do margin hyphen bottom. But here I just want to have 2 pixel all around the block. So you would have margin 2 pixel, and then it will show like this. And you have 5 blocks here, 5 blocks. Okay, so you can now you can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on into your block, like here into the block. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 block. So but what we are going to do today is, like, I want them to lay out like not vertical. I want them to be horizontal, like this, horizontal. How are we going to do that? So we just add one more thing called float. So you can flow left or right. So I choose flow left. So your thing will be flow. It will flow all the way to the left. Okay, it will flow from the left. All right. So you know what I mean? It will flow from the vertical and change it to like this way. Okay, so but you right now you have 5 blocks and they flow like this. Okay, so if you want to change the color of the inside the box, so you would just type color and then you do a color white, and now you can change to the color to white. Okay, so I'm gonna show you like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and so far we just duplicate 5 blocks over here, and we make the background to be green, and you make them to the flowing to the left side, and have the color and change the color to white. And now you would get something looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 block with the green color. Okay, So probably we can learn somehow we can learn how to do the drop and drop. Like you want to pull something and drop, arrange them. But we are not going to talk about it today. And what I want you to do is like we have this block and then they are throw all the way to the left. But here's the problem we have. Once we it will look nice in the desktop, but when you do like if you do something like this, and if it's on the phone, like for example, if you're going to iPhone 6, which I have, and this guy looks small, and the reason this guy looks small is because there's one thing, because in the phone it doesn't look good like this, right? So the reason is because it won't zoom. If you have to put these pieces. I will show you. I'm gonna show you this one. So in the header, if you go all the way to the introduction in here, there's one metadata in the head. It's saying you are for the viewport, if you are going to scale it, initial the scale to 1 and string to fit equal to no. And which we have the problem here is it is shrinking because you want to maintain all the like the browser. If you shrink and your user cannot see anything, it's getting too small for your web page. And that's why they add this one called viewport. And we just copied this piece. I also put it here. You can copy it from there and you put all the way to your head here, from here in between the head, and you put this viewport things, viewport string to fit. String to fit is equal to no. Okay, and then the width is divided by width. And once you add this piece and you go back to your index.html, you refresh and everything will become like this. Okay, but you see the problem here, right? You see the problem here, and our block is not aligned in one horizontal row. Instead, they will wrap it and put it down here, the second row. And that's what we are going to fix using the Bootstrap. All right, so but right now I want you to do is add this piece of code and let your website do not shrink. It won't shrink, but it makes it bigger. But unfortunately, it doesn't fit in the one of them. It doesn't fit here. And that's why it go all the way down to the second row. Right? So yeah. So once you're done, please let me know. So you need to add the viewport metadata between the head, and the other one is like after you add them and you go back to your browser and use the phone view and you choose iPhone 6, it should show you like something like this. Once you're done, please let me know. Yep, so I guess most of you guys already done it. So if I want to make 5 of my blocks in the same row, so I may do some calculation, right? So I think my width here, let me just shrink it a little bit, because right now it's 160. So how about I change it to 80? If I change it to 80 and save it, you see now I have 4 of them are here. So if I change it to 60, now I can have 5 of them are here. But since if you are going to define your you are not going to define the width of of your device, like the phone. Some of the phone I have the iPhone 6, or some of them might be have iPhone X, and they have different width with their screen. So that's how we do Bootstrap, and what we call is called responsive. And we go to the layout, you click on the layout, and they introduce something called container and something called grid. So I'm gonna just click the responsive. You go here, and there's a whole bunch of code here, right? But they always have a table. They always have a table on here. They will say if the container is 100%, it is less than 556. They said it's extra small. If the width is greater than 576 pixels, it will be small. And then if you go all the way to 120, it would be extra large. Extra large. Usually on your computer, it would be extra large. But on the phone or iPad, they might have different size, like different size on here. Okay. So if I click on the layout, there's a grid, and I click grid system, and they will say they would do like something like this. They will put a class called container, and then they will put another one called row. So inside the container, you can have multiple rows, and inside the row, you would have the column. So like this kind of column. And we are going to define our code and see what happened. So I will go back here. And between my block, I will just do have a div. Okay. And in this div, I will put a class, and the class name would be container. Okay, container. So container. And now inside the container, I will define another div and class equal row. Okay, so now you will have the first row. Inside this row, and I want to have 5 columns. So what you need to do, you are highlight this part or your block, and you do Control X or Command X. Now you paste it inside the row. Paste it inside here. Okay? You paste inside here. Once you paste inside here, you add one more class name here, COL, but separate them by the space. The COL stands for column, which is defined by the Twitter Bootstrap. So I just do COL. So now you would have something like this. You add one more class name in your inside your row. Okay, and this time you don't have to. You can remove the width because the Bootstrap will do the calculation for you. And also, you don't need the float to left. You don't need this. So you can remove that. And now I am going to save it. And I go back here and I also refresh. And it would be nicely laid out in one row. Okay? That's how the layout do, and they will do as long as you put it inside the container. And in the container there might be multiple rows, but for the first row you can put a class name called COL on each column, so which you want it to be different column. Okay, and then that's how you can get 5 columns over here. All right, so there's 1 more minute. I just repeat what I did. So what I did here is just add a container at a row, and I copied and paste, cut and paste all my block and put it inside the row. And each row block I will put something called COL as a class name. And of course, it will take the same style with the block. In the block, I remove the width because I don't need the width, and I will have the Bootstrap to do the calculation how much for the width. And also, I remove the float. I don't want them to float anymore because the Bootstrap will do the job for me. So that's how I got 5 of my block equally laid down in one row. And now if I click on the toggle device toolbar and I click on it, and it can also have 5 of them and lay down on the one row like this. Okay, and you might wonder why I cannot have all of them here, like cannot have something on this, because my container, the container have some padding on the left and the right, and you can get rid of that by hyphen float. Okay, just put hyphen float, so you would have like something all the way, like put 5 of them here equally. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on my Zoom. So yeah, and if we can have a meeting in a Zoom if you want to join. Where's my Zoom? So I'm going to start my Zoom. Join my Zoom. So I'm gonna put my Zoom ID here. All right, so if you want to join my Zoom, and then we can have a meeting to talk. But at the meantime, I want you to finish this code. It can show all the way like what you have, what I have here. They are equally put 5 blocks in your browser, 5 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's how we can put our content on each of them, right? And if you already read the menu here, you basically can do like if you want, they divide totally can divide 12 columns, like 12 columns. And if you want them to take more, like for example, you can split them into 12. But if you want to one of them to take more, you can do column hyphen, like something of wider. So you can do column hyphen 6, like 6. So you can make one of them is much more wider than the others. So you can play with that and just change the change here. Like for example, I put 2 hyphen 2 on my second block, and now you save it. Now you go back to here and you refresh, and it should be the rest of them is bigger, but this one is only take 2. Remember that it would be split into the 12 blocks. But if you expand it to be 6, and it would be looks like this. My 2 is much more like half of my screen, and the rest of them just take the half. Hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. So basically it's totally 12. They divide the whole screen into 12 columns. If you have one is 6, and the rest of them would be 6, because 12 subtract 6 equal to 6. Okay. And yeah, let's see. We have 4 people join here, and I'm going to unmute you guys. And also, yeah, I'm going to unmute everyone. Hey guys. And also I'm turn off my mic Yeah, sorry about that. I just don't want to interrupt with the Zoom, so that's why I turn off the mic in the YouTube. But right now I turn it on. If you feel annoying, and you might just turn off your YouTube. Turn off your YouTube microphone or speaker. Okay. So what so here's the question: how are we going to change the navigator color from the red one? So what you need to do is just go back to the HTML file, and you go all the way to the nav. Now you scroll all the way to the background color, and now here you go. You can just change the color, the background color. So what you can choose in your Visual Studio, like what I change here. Like here you hover on your color, like now you can choose different color. Like you can choose for example is pink. Now it will turn into pink. Okay, because you might want to improve the to prioritize what you did on the navigator. That's why I put exclamation important, and then that's the way you can boost the priority for your CSS. Okay, so let me see if you guys have any question or not. Yeah, if you have any question, please let me know. So let me go to the chat box. And Jordan say hi, and yeah, you can turn on your mic and if you have any question. Okay, or you can tell me what you want to learn for the JavaScript. You want to learn some web skill, or you want to do some coding, or you want to do something else. I don't know. All right, so anyone have any question? If not, and we are done today. Thanks for joining our class, and hopefully you can make a good website with some help with the Twitter Bootstrap, because it's really helpful, and it will save you a lot of time, and you can make one looks like professional. And they also have some utilities, like for example you want to make your image in a round border, or you can have some probably next time I will cover something like the some rotation. I'm not sure you guys know that or not. Like most of the time in the web page you have some image, the first image here, right? And then you just keep rotating the image, and they also do that. So well, I didn't see they have here. They have it here. Yeah, I have to look up for the code for that. And you can do a lot of things with the Twitter Bootstrap, like you do spinners, you keep spinning, drop down. Oh yeah, it's called carousel. You see it? Called carousels. Like you just have something like have different picture, and then you click. If you just keep changing the picture in your web page. So here it should be some image, like you have some beautiful image here. You just keep changing. Yeah, something like this. So probably next week I will cover this one for you guys. All right, so I guess that's it for today. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night.